Oh my God. I'm so sad to be talking to you. This is way too soon.
I couldn't agree more, Sarah. I couldn't agree more. I know.
It looked like your first week of Survivor was just chilling and vibing with your tribe, winning challenges. Was that
Did,
accurate?
did it look like we were chilling? I mean, I feel like there was a lot going on. I
Well,
feel
you tell
like
me.
um we were winning challenges and it
Hmm.
was quite fun. There's nothing like putting in that final piece of the first community challenge and getting to scream Jeff, Jeff. I will cherish that for forever. But no, we were winning challenges, but it was not all just like easy breezy beautiful over on Loggy Beach, even if we weren't going to tribal. But it was a lot of fun.
So you were getting to know each other. It felt like maybe you had California girls as a nice like support but
Yes.
Bianca was definitely the number one.
Oh, Bianca, like I would take to final tribal. Like I was never gonna vote her out, which is funny because she's definitely it's funny because she was the one telling me the truth,
Hmm.
right? And I was lying to her, but I was the one who would definitely take her all the way to final tribal and she would have cut me at like six or something. So like who's the villain now? Just
Right,
kidding. It's not
right.
Bianca. I love her.
I think it was you.
Yeah,
Uh,
which is funny. I like didn't anticipate. I never anticipate. Well, that's a lie. I just didn't think that it would be this much of like villainry. Do you know what I mean? I thought I was just playing Survivor.
you thought maybe you'd be like a subtle villain and you were
Yeah,
more?
maybe. Yeah, I feel like it was like I feel like in compare. I feel like if I was on season, I always think about like Rupert stealing the food on like Pearl Island, the opening. I'm like, I never did that. Like, and Rupert came
Mhm.
back as a hero. But whatever, I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, I think you do kind of give those old school vibes where the villain is just more normal and accepted. I think that's why we love to watch you.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I definitely do feel like I am an old school player in the new era. Like I'm like hardcore alliance. Like I'm not flipping on my peeps. Like, well, depends on the peeps, but like if
Mm-hmm.
I'm not flipping on Bianca.
Right, right, right.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
on that sort of line here, when you told Shaheen that the clue could maybe just disappear, like what were you picturing there?
Um, it could be a variety of things. Like I would be down to burn it. I'd be down to send it off to sea. In my brain, I was like, I thought maybe we sacrifice like a sock or something, and like
Mm-hmm.
say it's like in a bag, and we like leave it by the ocean,
Mm.
and like laps up, and it takes it away. I don't know. There were going to be many ways to do it, but it's
And then
also
you
funny
just be
too.
like, Star, I don't know what happened.
I think it'd be more just like, I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean? Like, didn't I give it back to you? Like.
Mm.
I
Hmm.
don't know. We have to like see it. Star's also like really smart. Like it wouldn't be easy to make it disappear and for her not to like be like no. Do you know what I mean? Like, but
Yeah.
like we're here for a challenge. Like let's figure it out. We're playing Survivor.
When you are dropping your buff and you see your new tribe,
Yeah.
what were you feeling at that point?
In that moment, the second I saw green, I was livid because I was like, they've won nothing. So
Mhm.
I'm about to go to a hellscape. No. And then I saw Kyle and Camilla first, and I was like, not great. Also, at
Mhm.
one moment, Bianca's holding her buff and she goes, "It's green." And I was like, "You're fucking kidding me. Like, let's go." And then I look and I'm like, I think I said to her, "That's orange." Um, that was like a roller coaster, then going over seeing cut sad. And then I remember Joe and Shaheen came up behind me and I turned around and it clicked that I had my girls with me. And I was like, oh. Oh, I was like, we can do this. This is good. I was like, I have my girls. I have both of the girls. Like, great. Approved. To the hellscape we go.
Oh, right. And then are you almost more worried for Bianca?
Oh, I mean, this is gonna sound I mean, maybe crazy. I don't know. But the moment we lost the immunity challenge, the first thing in my head was I just bought Bianca another round. Like Bianca safe. That was the first thing that went through my brain. I was like,
Wow.
because she was like by herself. Like
Hmm.
that's terrible. I mean, they had cassava root, so that's nice.
Oh,
But yeah, that was my first thought is like seeing the tribe swap and her being alone. I literally was like, how do I help my girl? Like, this is terrible. But yeah, first when we lost, first thought, Bianca's safe. Got her another night.
but were you also like completely stunned? Like how? How did you guys lose that?
Well, the person who was leading the puzzle was not in the puzzle. Um, so I think that was like our big mistake is that we had Camilla who was like, I'm great at these 3D puzzles. Like, I'll just stand back and look and direct you at what to do. She just couldn't see the other side. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a terrible decision. And Kyle and Joe do not do puzzles. Like, so it was just like me and Camilla trying to be like, what do you think? What do you think? And like well, not poor Kyle, poor me. He kept slamming puzzle pieces into my fingers because he was moving quickly. So I'm glad they didn't like show up, but I was like cursing up a storm because I was like my fingers were getting slammed. I couldn't communicate with Camilla the way I wanted to. Yeah, it was poor challenge strategy, and we can own that. Shaheen was with me last night when we were watching the episode, and I literally like walked up to him and I was like, Shaheen, bro, what the fuck were we thinking? Like, this is insane. Kyle was with us too. Half the cast came and watched the episode together. It was great. The two muscly dudes, and then one of the puzzlers, who was like the
Hmm.
stronger, physically stronger puzzler. Um, and those pieces were heavy, but like Camilla can pick them up. Like,
Right.
she is not a wimp. Like,
Hmm.
it was funny because I remember there's an element of sandbags in that challenge. And I remember her like dragging a sandbag, and I looked at her and I was like, you're pretending to not be strong on the sandbag.
Hmm.
Like I like clocked it. And I remember after this I was like post game I was like, you were fine on the sandbags, weren't you? And she's like, yes. So she was just like playing up. She's fantastic. I love her. But like even that moment I clocked it and I was like, hold on. Like this is an issue.
So leading up to this tribal, do you feel fairly comfortable with the majority and it really is just a debate of Kyle versus Camilla?
No. Um I feel like if you're comfortable, you're dead. I didn't feel comfortable. I knew we had the numbers, right? Like 3-2, but there's just so many variables in the game, and I knew that nothing Kyle and Camilla was saying was the truth. Um, and they were coming for me at me to the other boys the moment we stepped on the beach. So no, I didn't feel good about it at all, but I prioritized keeping my alliance strong and not showing them my advantage, because I felt like Kyle had a 1 in 6 chance of having an idol. So it was like a reverse shot in the dark almost at that moment in time. And I felt like if we got through that tribal with my advantage as secret and the boys still trusting me, that helps me get to the end
Hmm.
more so than me revealing that I've been lying to them, having breaking that trust, even if they do vote with me this round, like they didn't need another reason to cut me. They already had Bianca. Like it would have changed my game that I worked so hard on Logi to like get in the right spot. Um, but no, I didn't feel comfortable. You kidding me?
Well, when he ultimately plays his idol, you're a
Yeah,
tribal.
yeah.
What goes through your mind then?
When he came back from the voting booth, I could see that there was something in his pants. Like Kyle's like a nice, attractive, fit man with a nice fitted pant, and I could see a new package like
Mm-hmm.
just sitting there, and I was like, oh, as an idol. I was like, here we go. Um, but in my brain, I was like, if he's smart, he'll take me out. And if he's not, he'll get distracted by Joe, big muscle man Joe, or like social, like smooth operator Shaheen, and go for
Hmm.
one of them.
Right.
Which was the other reason I loved my California Girls Alliance is like I thought I was the smallest target,
Hmm.
and that was a wrong read.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
Jeff
yeah,
then says your name. We get this incredible like moment of silence where you're all just like stunned. You have to ask for a
yeah.
hug. Did you black out? Like, did you process this?
I think that. throughout this experience, I had been actively processing it, where I think a lot of players are like in it and don't process until you're at Ponderosa or you get home. Um, and while I was playing the game, I would be in situations like sweating in a tent right before a challenge, like with five strangers about to like see if I can do a puzzle on national television and lose the game. Like all these things where I was like, you're an insane person. Like what choices have you made? This is not what you do. Like you work in the music business, like it's cushy. Like this is not, you're sweating in a like a pig in Fiji, like about to make an ass of yourself. But like those moments unlocked this experience for me and gave me gratitude and belief in myself and growth and all of these things. So when the moment hits at tribal, that moment of silence was really just me kind of being like, we did it. Like, I'm so proud. I'm proud of myself. I was proud that the boys voted with me. That would have broken me. And if at the end they turned on me, because that was like, that was what would have destroyed me. But in that moment, I was just proud. I was really proud of Kyle. I was proud of Camilla. Like, I was like, we are out here playing Survivor and it's not boring. Like, we're doing it. And if I had to go down, like going down the way I did, like, like you just, if you're gonna die, you want it to be like a beautiful death, be meaningful, and like that was it.
It's so true. It was, I mean, gutted to lose you, but like, oh, can't fault Kyle and Camilla at all.
No, smart.
Was there anything you wish had made the edit?
There is there was strategy wise, like there was me talking about pushing for Camilla to go home. Um, which is fine. But I think there is this moment where we're in the shelter that first night on Vula, and it's so terrible and horrible. And I just decided, because she was the only person on Vula that I had met, I decided that it was all Mary's fault. So I just talked shit about Mary for an hour, like letting it rip about how horrible the shelter it was, laying it all at her feet, like just like going on and on and on about how mad I was at Mary. Um, and we were just in stitches, the five of us. Like we could not stop laughing, just talking smack on Mary for no reason. And that would have been a fun. But this episode, there was too much.
There was.
Yeah, you
There
can't,
was.
you can't. Yeah, even in 90 minutes.
So you work in music, you're a music executive, you're working with musical artists, and then you're on an island. Oh, like what was this experience like? Was it worth it to you?
Are you kidding, Sarah? It's like changed my life. Like it was. Yeah, it was so worth it. It's been like obviously adventure of a lifetime, but so much more than that. Like it's given me faith in myself, belief in myself, confidence, joy, like a deep sense of gratitude for everything I have in my life. Like I came home and like my husband picked me up at the airport and I had lost 18 pounds. I looked so good at that tribal. And we were just like we said goodbye to the rest of the cast and we were driving home and it was like we'd been around each other for 5 minutes and he looked at me and he was like, you're different. And I was like, yeah, I'm different. I'm different. So yeah, it changed my life. Also, I like finally, in a professional sense, I feel like I relate to my artists on a whole other level. Like I am just gobsmacked by how brave people are to put themselves in front of the camera. And like I'm not making art with this, but like my artists are making art and putting it into the world, and people judge and perceive. And like I've always thought I understood it. I now understand it. And so I have like a deep sense of gratitude for them for doing that, and more of an understanding. I could talk about this all day. It's the
Yeah.
best thing to ever happen. Everyone should go play Survivor. I like can't recommend it enough. But yeah,
Well, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it.
it was nice to meet you, Sarah.